Hello guys, Garcia here. Welcome back to the Clan Quest mod. So let's continue guys. So we need to talk to Bertram here to go to the warehouse, so let's go.
Look who finally made it. Thought you'd never find me, huh?
So you knew I was looking for you?
I've gotten good at knowing when I am wanted.
So are you Bertram Tongue?
The one and only. But don't bother with the introductions, fledgling. I know who you are.
Oh, you do?
News travels down the kindred grapevine like wildfire. And that courtroom spat between LaCroix and Nines Rodriguez is a juicy little morsel. And you in the middle. How interesting.
So that's great. So you know I survived?
Oh, you did you? Well, I wasn't worried. So why did you need to find me? What did you need?
So I need you to get to that warehouse for Mercurio.
Oh, never mind. The warehouse, though. I've been watching the place. The Sabbat has a bunch of low-life humans working day and night to move stuff through there. There's some major staging going on.
So, the Sabbat?
The Sabbat. Jeez, you are green. It's like this. We're all monsters, like it or not. I'm not gonna say the Sabbat are the evil vampires, because none of us are the good guys here. But the Sabbat, they glorify their monstrous nature. They refuse to hide it, and go out of their way to show it. They're also brainless and reckless. They have a life expectancy of a vampire fruit fly.
But should I only expect to encounter humans there?
As far as I can tell, the humans seem to know the score from the way they've been talking. I think most of them have aspirations of joining the next graduating class of shovelheads. Ugh, losers.
So they know they're working for vampires?
Yeah, the Sabbat like everyone to know just who they're dealing with. So if you get in there and have to bust a few heads, don't feel bad. Think of it as upholding the masquerade.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of upholding to do. So can you get me in there without being detected?
Yes, I can. Just tell me when you're ready, and we'll leave. Once you're there, however, you're on your own. You'll have to get into the place and plant the explosives in the middle office to take the whole structure down.
Okay, so I was born ready, let's go. Alright, so finally I won't need to do this one in stealth mode, because I really don't like it. Probably is the way that gives you the most XP, but I really don't care that much. Seems like a wasted opportunity to invade a place like this, full of like potential Sabbat candidates, and not killing all of them. At the same time, in Clan Quest mod you have the option of joining the Sabbat, right? So it would make sense that you wouldn't want to disrupt anything. But the problem with that logic is, at the end of the day, you still blew up the warehouse and killed everybody, or most of them, you know? So it doesn't matter. The quest will end up forcing you to do that anyway, so it's more a matter of choice than anything else. I'm having that same problem again with the mouse. Let me just raise the sensitivity even a little bit more here. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so now that I don't have any inspection whatsoever, I need to rely on my memory here, because we are not going to see any shiny particles on anything. So nothing, yeah. We can go. Alright, so presence, if I activate it once, I will have it for 100 seconds, right? So, yeah. Let's just activate a bunch and just feed on this guy here. Then I probably won't need to worry about it anymore. I only need to worry about my actual healing here. Another thing that I like, I actually enjoy this game more playing in the third person perspective than in the first, except in case of like dialogues and stuff, because obviously that forces you to play in the first person perspective. But I would rather play like this, you know, all the time. But when you're playing with a ranged character, there's no point in doing this, right? Alright, so let me equip the bloody mace here. Here. Alright, so be careful to not kill people that
what the fuck is
shouldn't be
going on
killed.
here tonight?
Come on out, man.
Alright, so these guys are already mesmerized. There you go. So as you can see, the main problem with using the mace as a weapon this early is that because the mace has this, which is the penalty for not having the correct feats or the amount of points that I need, that makes it so basically the rate in which I hit my attacks is reduced. So if I like swing 3 times, one of the attacks will deal like full damage, the other attack might not deal any damage, and the other attack might give 9 or something like that, you know? So it's not like really consistent, you know what I mean? So the more we raise our melee skill, the better. We will be raising our melee skill pretty early, because I'm going to need to talk to, what's the name of the guy? Niles Rodriguez, to get the melee point. So that means that we won't be like that bad in melee combat for long. As you can see, Presence is already like mauling these people here. Some of them are not even attacking me anymore. So yeah, the biggest critique that I've ever seen of Clan Quest, other than like being kind of not stable all the way through. So you can, like the last episode I had this problem that I crashed like in the Ocean House Hotel, right? So it's not that stable. But the biggest critique that I've ever seen is that you are too powerful in this mod. And to me, that's the most like non-critical critique of all time. Just, you should be destroying humans, that's for starters. And your discipline should be strong as hell, you know? Then you might say, but well, in the tabletop, this one works differently and this one doesn't last as long, and so on and so on. Tabletop's tabletop. You cannot like transform the tabletop RPG in a game following 100% of the rules 100% of the time, you know? It's just not doable at all. You need to make concessions somewhere. A good example of this, I think probably the best example of this, is Neverwinter Nights. If you guys never played it, Neverwinter Nights is a RPG game from like the mid-2000s, I think. And obviously you play mostly in the city of Neverwinter, and the city of Neverwinter is part of the Forgotten Realms campaign setting for Dungeons and Dragons. And the entire game is based on... I'm not going to open that door because there's nothing for me there. And the entire game is based on Dungeons and Dragons 3rd edition, the rule set, you know? But the way they implement certain things in the game makes the game so slow, because you have to like respect the length of the rounds, for example. So if your character attacks, then it would take him like 4 to 6 seconds to attack again, or something like that, you know? Which is the rate in which you calculate that in the tabletop RPG. The problem is the game is clunky as hell. I really like the game, don't get me wrong, but it's very clunky, and it's like what happens when you transform a tabletop RPG into an actual game, you know? That's what happens. So I'm fine with like certain aspects of the game being better or worse than the tabletop version. It's not possible really to transfer that, unless you are like doing one of those choose your own adventure text games. Though in those you can apply all the rules you want, it's fine. But when you put the rules in this environment, you need to accept that certain things are not going to work as well, you know what I mean? And as you can see, they are not even like doing any damage to me. They can't at this point. 2 more presents. There you go. Another good thing about presents is that you can always feed, basically, because there's no way they'll be able to resist your attempts, especially when they are mesmerized. There's so many penalties that almost impossible. Alright, that's the one guy that I need to deal with, the shotgun guy. Here. You stop that. Alright, there it goes. Yeah, so no problems. Like, what a difference from all the other mods I played, except Preludes. All the other ones was such a fight to deal with like these types of like crowds of enemies. But here it's been fine. I don't need to kill these guys, by the way, but I like killing them. Just so they won't bother me on the way back. I don't even know if they can, because the shutter is already down on the gate there. So, all right. So, can I get this? Nope. Okay, so we have presents for ages here, so I don't need to worry about it. Should be a shotgun guy here, I guess. There he is. No worries. Oh, there's a guy here. Or not? Why was this door open? Well, yeah, it seems to, like, there's a guy here, but I don't know where he is exactly. And whatever. I don't remember if it was Final Nights or Anti-Tribute. One of the two, but this part was so hard. I had to try it several times. Maybe it was in Final Nights, because in Anti-Tribute, at least you have the followers, right? But at this point, I don't remember. I don't think I was using anybody as a follower. I think I only started using followers in downtown. Okay. Like Nox. Or even oh yeah, because I need to get the Animus, right? So it took a while. I forgot about the Animus. The Animus is in the Malkavian Mansion, I think. So it does take a while to get. Hey. Yeah, so I think in Final Nights you fight two here, I think. Or maybe like a mini boss and an Anti-Tribute. Yeah, so in one of the two you fight two guys. And the other one you fight like a couple of bosses, I think. Mini bosses. Named guys, named NPCs. But I don't remember which one is which anymore, to be honest. So yeah, in this version it's super chill. I mean, with this build, I mean, just presence is so strong. Okay, so our first meeting with Beckett here. Oh, 4 XP is pretty good.
Your handiwork, I presume?
Yeah, that was me.
Hopefully no Sabbat saw you escape. They can be somewhat antagonistic.
Oh, so, who are you and why you've been following me? Why you have been following me?
I see my reputation, for once, does not precede me. My name is Beckett. I haven't been following you, per se. We've just coincidentally been at the same places at the same time, for different reasons. So sorry if I unnerved you.
Okay.
Tell me, have you by chance seen or felt anything strange since your embrace?
Well, I saw a ghost at the local hotel.
A ghost? Quite ordinary. I generally pay wraiths no mind. All but a few are willing to give up their secrets.
I met some kindred on the beach that didn't seem like kindred.
Thin bloods. They're a fascination of mine. They are considered a weaker, more human-like kindred. Hence the name, Thin Blood. but they are sired same as any of us. I've heard a large concentration of them live in this city. They're one of the reasons I'm in Los Angeles.
Okay, so the Santa Monica Baron has a split personality?
She's undoubtedly Malkavian. Or should I say, they are undoubtedly Malkavian.
Other than that, I really haven't seen anything extraordinary.
Most of my contacts here report sensing something unusual in the night air, like a sense of dread or pressure. But I'm not a native to these parts, so I can't tell if it's irregular. And since you're still fresh, perhaps you're not attuned to it. Pleasure meeting your acquaintance, but there are rumblings for me to discredit. We shall, I'm certain, meet again. Or never again. Good night, young one. And be careful. You're very likely being hunted by the Sabbat.
Okay, night, Beckett. Alright, so first meeting down. So the attuning thing is a very interesting theory that like we just don't know or can distinguish the feeling because we don't even know, even if we felt it, the uneasiness on the air. What would we attribute it to? So how would we like justify it, you know? Because we don't even know about the whole thing.
Nice work, fledgling. I felt that explosion a mile away. It's all over the news, too. Man, there's gonna be some pissed off Sabbat just howling for blood tonight.
Really quite enjoyed. So thanks. Do you know someone named Beckett?
Beckett? Well, I know of him. Why?
I spoke with him.
No kidding. Huh. Must be something major happening if he's in town. Beckett is a historian of sorts. He's unearthed more vampire lore than anyone. Well, that's all Beckett does. Seek the truth behind our condition.
I have some serious questions for you.
What do you need?
I met your ghoul, Nox.
I know you did. Sharp kid. Can track like a bloodhound. I watched him work for a while before I approached him. I had no idea how eager he would be to help.
Yeah, somehow that's so hard to believe that he's so sharp. But apparently he is. You knew I did?
I knew you would. I had him watching you-know-who for me. It was inevitable you'd pass through our joint. I told him to keep an eye out for you, gave him lines to feed you, the whole bit.
But he needed my help? I killed a ninja vampire who was stalking him?
No, you helped me remove a spy without revealing myself or getting my hands dirty. Pretty good actor, that Nox, huh?
Kinda. Well played, Bertram.
Don't take it hard, fledgling. I won't be the last elder to milk you for a favor.
Oh no, the entire game is based on that. So, I wanted to ask about someone else.
Sure.
What do you think of the Prince LaCroix?
What am I gonna say? He's the boss now.
So yeah, what about that guy who decapitated my sire?
He's LaCroix's iron fist. No one knows the sheriff, really, except LaCroix. No one even knows the guy's name. There's lots of rumors about him, though. I heard LaCroix picked him up in Africa over 100 years ago. Obviously, they work well together.
That's one way of saying it. So I want to ask about something else, or someone else.
Sure.
So, what about Nines Rodriguez?
From what I hear, he's a likable sort, and that's a problem. Nines Rodriguez is the kind of guy you want on your side, and more kindred go anarch every day because of him.
I see. I wanted to ask you about the clans.
Sure.
So, tell me about the Bruja, or the Bruja.
They're a bunch of malcontents. They get pumped up by rousing the rabble they keep around them. Like, that's hard. Nothing breeds faster than contempt. And that's what the Bruja are all about. Jealousy and contempt.
So, another clan?
Sure.
The Gangrel?
Well, they fancy themselves loners and drifters running around the countryside and barking at the moon. It's all just an act. Gangrel can walk upright. They just choose not to.
Alright, another one?
Sure.
The Malkavians?
Malkavians are, interesting. There's something to them. Learning to sort the wisdom from the bullshit can be some work, and, Not all of them are worth listening to, but they're all good fun, if you ask me.
Alright. Like Therese Vorman? She good fun?
That was just silly vampire politicking, fledgling. No more. You get used to that kind of thing.
I see. Sounded pretty vicious to me.
Of course it did. As if vampires and women both weren't insecure enough. Get them together in one Malkavian body, and look what happens.
Did you know Jeanette and Therese were the same person?
I had my suspicions. What an interesting specimen. But a pain in my dead ass for sure.
I got a few more questions.
Like what?
The clans. Let me see. Another clan. Nosferatu.
The Nosferatu are damn good at what we do. No one even argues that. If you need to know, if you want it found, you come to us. We're indispensable. Not a bad place to be in the afterlife.
Yeah, true.
The Nosferatu stick together, pool resources. We have more going on than anyone could guess at. Our web blankets the night.
Poetic. So are the Nosferatu part of the Camarilla?
I'm loyal to the clan, loyal to my primogen, and therefore loyal to the Camarilla.
Okay. That wasn't an enthusiastic endorsement?
The Nosferatu are the eyes and ears of the Camarilla, so they take care of us. They value our services, or don't want to be on our bad side. Either way, no one bothers us.
I think it's half and half of that. So, what do you think of Prince LaCroix?
What am I gonna say?
That one was already asked.
Shoot.
Let's see about
You better get back downtown. Prince LaCroix is gonna want to hear all about this victory. What do you need?
So let's... have you heard anything about the serial killer?
Those murders are definitely the work of kindred. Probably some caitiff getting revenge on everyone who made fun of him in high school. Once the sheriff tracks this guy down, they're gonna make one hell of an example of him.
Caitiff?
Caitiff are just riffraff vampires who don't know anything about vampire society. Don't know their clan. Mutt vampires. What I suspect you were perilously close to becoming if LaCroix hadn't intervened.
Kinda true.
Sure.
Another clan? I'm going to skip myself. I'm going to go to the Tremere.
Mages. I don't have any reason to trust them. They're creepy, and I think they like it that way. But to be honest, I don't hear much about the Tremere. There's a few in LA, but all in all, there's not that many of them.
Alright.
Sure.
So, Nosferatu calling someone creepy. You can definitely know that they are indeed very, very creepy. What about the Ventro?
Well, they get a bad rap, if you ask me. Everyone likes to take shots at the man in charge. But when it comes to getting the job done, the Ventru know how to step up. They can take the heat. Sure.
So let's see about myself here. He's not going to be nice to me, I'm pretty sure.
I don't rub elbows with the pretty bloodsuckers much, but I've seen them work people like puppeteers, and that's admirable. Now, if only they'd get off their slimy asses and put their talent to some use besides feeding their egos.
Okay. So, astute observations made from the safety of a rat hole?
Save it, Don Juan. Your silver tongue might get tarnished licking this hide.
Moving on.
Like what?
Alright, I think this should be enough for now. Okay, so we got all the info we could possibly need here for now. So I think I need to go back home just to check the PC real quick. So I have 8. So I need to be very careful with how I distribute my points in the initial part of the downtown hub, because I need enough points to have research to be able to read the melee book that I can get in the Skyline apartments. But at the same time, I also need points to put a point in melee here to be able to use the book, put the point, read the book, and then get the point from Niles Rodriguez, you know? So I can't even think about gathering points for presence yet. But that's literally the only thing that I need to do. I don't need to raise anything else. I can go straight into like pulling points for presence. So the next 2 points will definitely be in intelligence and melee, you know. but we'll see. Luckily, we have enough persuasion for now, but we don't have enough persuasion to, for example, do the petty quest or without losing humanity, or getting the quest from Larry, because we need him to give us the finance point for the quest, and for that we need more persuasion than this. Yeah, that sometimes happens in Clan Quest too. Okay, so let's see if I have something here. Only one. Probably one of those random ones. Yeah. There you go. So most of the quests, they start getting available later, the new ones. Like the library quest, I think it only gets available like probably near like Chinatown lateness in the game. What else? The Kindred for Hire, I think probably in downtown will already be available. Let's check out.
Crime scene. Gonna have to ask you to step back, please.
So what's going on here?
Some lunatic broke into the gallery and slashed up the paintings. Everyone's a critic these days, huh?
Oh yeah, I just hope they catch the guy that did this. Bye.
Move along.
If this type of stuff is not on Bloodlines 2, then people would riot for sure. I told you guys before, I'm going to say it again. My biggest concern with the game is that it felt too serious to me, and every time they try to be kind of silly, like this game is, and proudly is, not by mistake, it didn't work out for me. So I'm not sure what they are going for. I don't know if they want to be like mostly serious, like completely serious, and so on and so on, which I think would be a mistake, because goofiness is like at the heart of this game, you know. Like there's a need for like a Doomsayer to be like in the corner right here. Absolutely not, but why not, you know? So that's the type of thing that we cherish here. Okay, so let's go.
Where to?
Just drive. Let's go to downtown. Okay, so let's watch the cutscene. I'm going to drink some water during the process here. Almost a bug.
Let's drain it. Let's stake it and leave it out for the sunrise.
We're going to have a lot of fun with this one. Think you could blow up our warehouse and get away with it? Ah, lick.
Let's pull out its eyes and its tongue and its teeth. I want its teeth.
Camarilla fuck. Boys, I think we could all use a little entertainment. Those of you sitting in the first few rows will get wet. Son of a bitch!
Leave.
There's 3 of us, Rodriguez.
Yeah. 3 of us. What are you gonna do? Shoot us?
This ain't over. We'll find you. You too, Rodriguez. You're both dead. Nobody messes with a Sabbat and lives.
Keep moving. Trouble sure seems to like you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Good effort. Execution needs a little work. You look like shit. Name's Nines.
Thanks for the help.
Should have been more careful, newbie. This ain't the burbs.
I'll remember that.
You do that. Me? I got things to deal with. Why don't you pay me a visit at the last round tonight? I don't know what you've heard so far, but it's time you heard the real story.
Okay, I'll do that.
This is a mean existence. Stay out of trouble, kid.
Oh, the troubles are just starting for us? Alright, so same deal as always. First thing that I'm going to do here is to go to the Dane. I don't have any reason to postpone that. But LaCroix is going to send us to the last round first. So we have to talk to Nines. So as I told you guys, I'm going to try to stagger a little bit the dialogues for, what's the name of the guy? For Jack, because he has a lot of dialogue lines. Hey, Chunk.
Hey there, Chief. Small world, huh? Yep, after that gallery, I didn't think I'd be able to get a job guarding a room full of Jack Squat from the Boogity Man. But then I get a call offering me this sweet night shift slot, and I'm back in the security game.
Yeah, who the hell called this guy?
Enough about my lucky break. You, here to see one of the bigwigs, Chief?
Yeah, I'm here to see LaCroix.
Would that be Sebastian LaCroix of the LaCroix Foundation, or Dwayne LaCroix of Insurrection Baby Formula Company?
Sebastian LaCroix.
Okay then. Mr. LaCroix, he told me to expect someone fitting your description sometime tonight. You go right on up.
Okay, have a good one.
Yeah, you have a good power meeting, or whatever it is you types do up there. You need any security? Well, you just ring the front desk and ask for Officer Chunk. That's me, in case you were wondering.
Did you say Chunk?
Yeah, I get that all the time. The name goes back to my football days. Actually, my fantasy football days at the station. Stationarium. That was this office supply outlet mall I used to watch. Hey, you kids! No skating in the parking lot! That was me.
Okay, right. We see you, Chuck. There you go. Man, if we could go to the Insurrection like baby formula thing, if we could go to the offices, would be so cool. Just to see what how the other Sebastian looks. Would be very interesting. But that's like committing too much to the joke, you know what I mean?
There you are. I was informed of your presence in the building. Since you're here, I'll take the liberty of assuming you've destroyed the warehouse. This is correct, yes?
Yes, that is.
Most excellent. I had no doubt you'd prove my decision a prudent one. I trust you encountered no impediments to your progress on account of my personnel.
No, not at all.
That is the answer I like to hear. You've done well, circumstances being what they were. I will admit, not many in your position would have overcome such a trial. But don't misunderstand me. It was no fool's errand. You may yet prove to be a genuine asset. It's a bit disturbing the lack of talent within this organization as of late. Tell me, what would you say to doing a bit of reconnaissance for me?
Well, I'd say yes, sir.
Excellent. Were you by chance in the military at all? I was an officer myself, actually. In Napoleon's ranks. There have been whispers, rumors spreading around the kindred community concerning the Elizabeth Dane, the cargo ship that was towed into port recently. Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't. What about it?
The Dane was found out at sea. The reports say it was without crew, but they have yet to report a fate of said crew. The police are investigating the Dane as we speak. Even the Nosferatu have little information on what's been found. However, the reason the ship has caused such speculation is because it was transporting an object called the Ankaran sarcophagus. Now, I'm not one to predicate a decision based on conjecture, so what I need is fact. And more importantly, I need evidence that the occurrences on the Dane were not supernatural in nature, and in no way relate to this Ankaran sarcophagus.
So, what do you need me to go? Or to do, sorry?
You have 3 objectives. 1. I want you to examine the sarcophagus for anything unusual. You may sense something peculiar about the sarcophagus. In fact, many kindred in the city have reported an uneasiness in the air since the Dane's arrival. Do not, under any circumstances, open the Ankaran sarcophagus. Secondly, the police have begun their investigation. Find out what they have concluded thus far. Thirdly, take the cargo manifest for the ship. I want to find out what else it was carrying. The last thing we want is police aware of our existence, so be careful what you do in front of them. And unlike the warehouse, you cannot wholesale slaughter a ship full of lawmen without consequences. Is this understood?
Yes.
Good. Oh, and it has come to my attention that you had an encounter with Nines Rodriguez earlier. The man so does love to throw that cretinous charm of his brashly about. What exactly did Mr. Rodriguez say?
He asked me to visit him at the last round.
I see. Then, you should go humor the by-the-numbers rhetoric he's so desperately aching to spew. Oh, please, before the chance of fascist oppressor from that dive of theirs clog the air and choke the local kine.
Oh, I'll go see him right away.
Give the Anarch community my regards.
Okay. So this guy here, this character, this particular group of dialogue lines he had here at the end probably would not fly too well nowadays. Not especially, but mainly in the US, I think. Because, I'm going to be completely honest, folks in the US in terms of politics are really pussies. They really are. Everything and anything offends them all the time. And the people that complain that other people are getting offended are the one that get offended the most, you know? Oh, here. This is the guy that gives us the CDC quest, but we need Humanity 6, I think. So we're not going to get the quest right now, but we need to get the quest before Hollywood. So eventually, I will have to reduce my humanity here. But we'll see. So yeah, because of the political climate, even when he jokes like, oh, before they call me like a fascist oppressor and things of that nature, that type of stuff probably people wouldn't write to put in the game nowadays, unless that's the point of the game, you know, to be like annoying to one of the sides. So that's one of the unfortunate byproducts of the era. So we'll be skipping Jack for now.
Well, if it ain't the talk of the town, poster child for Camarilla benevolence. What errand does the prince have you running today, boy?
Alright, funny. Is Nines around here?
Nines is expected. Have some manners and don't wear out your weapon. You skeleton. Act up again, and I'll be the one showing your ashes to the door.
Oh, that guy's so nice. You got a few minutes to talk?
What's up?
So, none of this vampire shit makes sense to me?
You've got to understand, Kindred. You're carrying a 6,000-year curse in your blood. No matter how powerful it makes you feel.
So, curse?
That blood is a tangle of chains that's going to leave you bound in servitude the rest of your existence.
A poetic way to say. So, why do you say that?
Your elders command the blood. They control the blood, and the blood listens. You'll never even hear their call. But the blood will, and it'll make you obey.
So, how can you break free?
That shit stretches all the way back to Cain. Nothing you can do. Some ancient sleeping in a tomb half a world away has a bad dream, and you gon' feel that shit. Like it or not.
So, who's Cain?
Cain, man. Father of all vampires. Killed his brother Abel and was cursed by God to walk eternity feeding on the blood of his children. Some heavy shit, man.
You don't really believe that, do you?
Keep your voice down. Is Cain real? I don't know. Not sure I want to know.
So, I hear you, but where are you going with this?
The point is, with this curse pulling your strings, you really want to sign away your right to fight by joining the Camarilla?
So, but what have you got against the Camarilla?
The Camarilla just ain't necessary. Their rules is just common sense shit. The masquerade and all that. Sure, it makes sense. Like the Ten Commandments. You know the Ten Commandments, don't you?
Sure.
Yeah, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. Sounds good, but you and me both know that shit don't always fly. What if some society like the Camarilla comes along and just up and kills you if you break one damn commandment?
I see your point.
Right. See, we weren't meant to live like that. Man, I followed someone else's rules for 3 years in Vietnam. But it wasn't until after the embrace that I understood real oppression.
Absolutely. So the Anarchs are the way, huh?
The Anarchs? We are the only ticket to free living in the afterlife, my friend.
That's actually, given how the game goes and how the entire like crux, the entire point of the game is. That's actually kind of funny that he says that. But you agree with the Masquerade?
I don't need to bare my fangs to feel good about myself. The Masquerade is a fruity Camarilla lady. Other than that, I ain't got no problem with it. Live and let live. We got enough to worry about.
Okay, amen.
You know, speaking of the masquerade, I just thought of something you might be able to help us out with.
Oh, tell me about it.
There's this girl who's been making a lot of noise lately. It's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, she is.
She's a ghoul of this one Toreador creep who disappeared.
What's her name?
Her name is Pat. She hangs out in the clubs downtown. She used to show up around here and act like she was everybody's best friend. It was all fun and games until her vampire sugar daddy stopped calling her. Now she can't get her blood fixed and shit ain't so fun no more.
I see. So why don't you just tell her that he doesn't want to see her anymore?
Man, she's been told he was dead. She don't listen. Just asks again louder. Damn junkie. She's gonna make a scene and get us all some real heat.
What kind of heat are you talking about?
Vampire hunters, man. You start doing stupid shit and breaking the masquerade and you'll see what I'm talking about. Trust me. Hunters are the kind of trouble you don't want.
Alright, so about your little problem with Patty?
She's crossed the line. Only time that mouth ain't blabbing is when it's sucking vampire blood. She's gotta disappear. Do this, and we'll keep it our little secret, you hear?
Okay. Anything for my anarch brethren?
Alright, have fun. I'd love to do this one myself, but I know it's silent. Just let me know when it's done.
Okay. So, since I don't, I am the one that they are going to send to the line of fire. Okay, so I don't need to get requests right now, so let's go straight into good old 9s here. So the first one is a brawl point, I don't think I need to worry about it.
You showed up. Good. Here's what I gotta tell you. And so you know, I don't lecture, I don't rap, I'm no bureaucrat. I'm just a guy out of nowhere came to be involved in something 500 times bigger than you and me.
Alright, go on.
You got a right to know the score. The Camarilla, this is the short of it. They operate a lot like a pyramid scheme. There's a bunch of these old-timers at the top with God only knows what plots in mind. They lose their power, they die. They sired more to carry out their plans. And looking for a little power, then those kindred sired for their own schemes, and so on and on and on. It hurts my head just thinking about the mess. And it works out to is this. Only a few people at the top have any real power.
Yeah, just like the real world. So, aren't you a part of the Camarilla?
Them's fighting words, newbie. But you're young and stupid, so I won't make an example out of you. See, the Camarilla claims all of us are members, even if we don't want to be. Which is, of course, the biggest load of horseshit a man ever heard.
This dialogue here is brilliant. It accomplishes so much in 3 lines of dialogue. It's amazing. So, first of all, it shows your weakened position. That you not only you are the new guy, but you are the new guy that happens to be working for the Camarilla, and everybody knows that you are working for the Prince. Also, that the Camarilla claims all of us are members. So basically it's like a compulsory thing. So it's not a choice. So if you are a vampire in the world, and you are not part of the Sabbat of the Anarchs, it is assumed that you are part of the Camarilla. Which is a rough label to carry around depending on where you are and who you are dealing with, right? And also it implies that clearly not only has a problem with the Camarilla types, he also has a problem with one of those, I don't care about labels, man, I'm just living my undead life here. So someone that doesn't take a stand, you know, or has a stance. So the neutral ones, that's what I'm trying to say. So he has a bunch of problems with a bunch of them. All of that in like 3 lines. Such an impressive way of delivering information. So what are you all about?
I learned the way of this world during the Depression. A bunch of old rich bastards screwed the country. But did they suffer? No. The little people suffered. You can't trust the people at the top. The world would be a better place without them. All you can do is get a group of people together who aren't assholes. Find a place to put your feet up and make some examples of the quote-unquote elite to keep the rest the hell out. Everyone's an equal here. The same thing this country used to be about. That's what LA has been. An anarch-free state.
So, the anarch-free state?
The Camarilla was kicked out on their ass a long time ago. We, the anarchs, didn't want to play their politics anymore. Now the Croy and crew pop in like they never left? No goddamn way. Their laws don't apply to us.
Oh, so have you tried meeting with the Camarilla?
I got their meeting right here.
That's a brilliant addition. I don't know if it was like the unofficial patch that added the weapon reloading, but this is brilliant. So, not a friend of the Prince, huh?
LaCroix represents everything I hate. The Camarilla, stuck-up aristocrats, rich businessmen, crooked politicians. The only place LaCroix belongs is in an urn.
Oh, yes. Sounds like you're the Prince of the Anarchs.
No such thing. And again, newbie, don't throw those kind of words around lightly. You're risking a beatdown. I fought to keep LA free since I was embraced. A long time later, I'm one of the only ones left that hasn't bidded or switched sides. The most veteran soldier on the battlefield.
My favorite gaming line of all time. I'm not going to explain this again. I already explained this in one of my playthroughs. I don't remember which one. So let's just go. So one more question. Any advice you can give me?
Here's what I tell all the new blood. 1, you get careless, that blood will make you into a monster. If you rampage around here, you get put down. 2, don't kill when you feed. No reason to. In this city, there's lots of ways to slake the beast without leaving a trail of dead. 3, the Camarilla's full of shit. 4, watch your back, always. And lastly, learn how to fight. Because a speech ain't gonna save your ass when you're staring down the barrel of a shotgun.
Oh, come on. My persuasion is amazing. Are you telling me that this is pointless? So can you teach me how to fight?
After picking your ass up off the pavement back there, yeah. I can tell you don't even know the basics. Hold your hands up like this, and keep your body at an angle. Makes you harder to hit. Keep your thumbs out of your fists and put your weight into your punches.
There you go. So thank you for all the help, Nines.
LA's the school of hard knocks, so keep your friends close and your enemies in a barbecue pit. Once you square things with LaCroix, don't give that son of a bitch the time of night. I got my eye on you, kid.
Okay. Man, that's been such a long time since I played this game, like, listening to the dialogues. But it makes the whole thing seem so more, like, grandiose. So much more, like, impactful. Everybody that you meet are giving, like, their view of the world and their view of, like, the vampiric condition and what they think of LA and so on. But they are never, like, completely like, you have to join us, you know, you have to do this, you have to do that. They're like, give you... What? What happened? Oh, the war started here in LA, in downtown, I mean. So it's more of a suggestion-based, like, recruitment, instead of being like, become one of those, or become one of these, and so on. So you start as a Camarilla guy by default, but you meet the Sabbats, you meet the Anarchs, you meet the Kuei Jin. You also meet people that are independent, like Beckett, for example. So you have basically at least one example of each one of the paths you could take. So that's very interesting. And if you skip the dialogues like in the first playthrough, for example, then you don't get any of that. Okay, so let me try to feed on this guy. I don't think it's going to work. Oh, damn it. They are fighting already, so there's a lot of people moving back and forth. That's a problem. Okay, so I need to go back and talk to LaCroix again, right? Before I go to... Oh, that was close. Go back to the Dane. Luckily, the Dane here in the Clan Quest version is extremely simple. There's not a whole lot that we need to do. That said, I don't have a whole lot of hacking. No, I have hacking 4. Wait, it's fine.
Yeah, you go right on up and see Mr. LaCroix. Ah, let's
Okay.
see what we got on good old camera 3.
Camera
Oh,
3.
well, hello there.
Man, that scene would be amazing in a TV show about Bloodlines. Just the one character that they have to nail the hardest. I think there are 3 characters that they have to nail like extremely hard for the show to work. If it was going to be like, there was a possibility of a show. LaCroix, Ming Zhao. She has to be like that quiet, like threatening type. And Chunk. Those are the 3 ones.
Give the Anarch community my regards.
Well, I did. Here's what Nine said.
Nothing they haven't crassly delivered untold times within Elysium. You have to understand, most of the Anarchs know no better option, or have been bullied into their cause by the unrulier ones. You can't fault all for the boorishness of a few.
What a kind guy.
Now that that's out of the way, I trust you're prepared to leave for the Dane.
I'm ready to go.
Good. I'm counting on an encore exposition of the talent you showed earlier. Go. And remember, under no circumstances are you to open the Ankaran sarcophagus. We'll talk later. Good. There's a boat waiting for you on the beach in Santa Monica.
Alright, okay. These dialogue lines have always been awkward to me. It's kind of he's jumping from branch to branch in that final part there. So clearly either there's something missing, or maybe the unofficial patch added back a bunch of stuff, but they weren't able to like weave it in a way that feels more normal, you know?
Need a ride?
It's kind of jarring. Okay, so let's go to the day. So in the Clan Quest version, the only thing that I need is to get the beach. Yeah, I forgot for a second where I need to go. So in the Clan Quest version, you only need to get the ship manifest, and you need to look at the camera to check the sarcophagus. The police report you don't need to get, because the guy that you meet at the beginning of the day will give you the police report. So that basically negates the stealthy part of the quest, which for me right now is great because I don't have a whole lot. 4 at this point is not amazing, so would be like a pain in the ass to do this quest the regular way. I would have to put points in dexterity right now for sure, or in stealth, and I don't want to. Hey, my man.
Hey, what can I say? You preserved my ass. I truly appreciate you not saying anything, and I want you to know I take care of those who do me favors. So from now on, you need equipment, info, you come see me at my apartment. Don't hesitate.
Alright, you look like you're feeling better.
I tell you, that blood you guys got's an amazing thing. Helped close up a few wounds. This back alley patch fixed up the rest. I needed that beating. Good reminder not to overestimate my ability. Last time it's gonna happen.
Alright, so I might need some equipment. Let me sell these extra stuff here. I'm not going to use any of these. I'm not going to use the axe either. The bloody mace clearly is better. It's like less consistent, but for sure the output is just very tangibly superior. Oh, forgot. I wanted to feed before. I just noticed. Well, too late.
Yo! Ah, for Christ's sakes. Tell Jacobson if he plans on making editor-in-chief, he's got to start working with me. I can't keep getting him these scoops if he's gonna send high school journalists who don't know enough to wear something that would blend in.
Alright, he didn't tell me this was a formal affair.
Jeez. What kind of Woodstein don't think to at least show dressed up like an investigator, a Coast Guard guy, something? Didn't you ever see Fletch? What, are they just handing out those diplomas nowadays?
This guy's so annoying. Enough. We need to do this fast if we don't want to get caught.
Alright, look. I got you a copy of the initial report, and I can get you into the cabin, but you gotta make yourself real scarce after that. Anybody catches you, I don't know you. And no goddamn flash photography, brainchild.
Okay, so where do I go?
Hold up a sec. Hines to Marsh. Hines to Marsh. Marsh, they need you up in the bridge. Over. There. The security room will be clear.
Okay, got it.
Head down the stairs behind you and stay low. When you get down there, wait for me to call off the guy guarding gangway A. As soon as he leaves, get your ass moving, and don't let him see you. I'll give you a couple of minutes, but don't dilly-dally. In and out, okay?
Understood.
Don't forget to stay out of sight. If anyone sees you, you're on your own. Take the stairs up to the security room. There'll be a computer in there. The password is Lighthouse. Lighthouse. All one word. You getting all this?
Yeah, got it all.
Now get a move on. And don't forget to tell Jacobson I get double my usual fee for this one.
Okay. Jesus Christ. This guy's so annoying. So many, like, preconditions.
Hines to Jacobson. Anderson. Hines to Anderson. Come in, Anderson. Come check this out. I just saw a baleen whale. Yeah?
Alright, so as long as you don't remove stealth here. Yeah, actually here is fine, I think. What was the one that made us fight some dudes here? I think it was anti-tribute, right? That we needed to fight some extra guys. So how am I doing here in terms of lockpicking? Oh, great. Awesome. Just, I didn't think that was going to happen. Or I didn't thought. Yeah, those stairs here remind me of the stairs on the Warrens. That one that those that you can't like actually walk on them. You need to jump for some reason. Okay, so nothing here. All right, so control, lighthouse. There we go. Start engine, sound horn, unlock doors. Let me unlock the doors first. Okay, bulkheads, sure. So deck, sorry, cams, on. There you go. That's the laziest way ever. Just you look at an image of a camera. There you go. I explored everything. Okay, so now we just need this, and we should be good to go. So one of the things that people usually have a problem with, you see that a lot in playthroughs online, people playing this game, especially when they are playing either this version or some other version that allows you. So for example, a version that gives you the possibility of the shortcut in the Warrens. And some people get annoyed by this, like by people using shortcuts and so on. But the fact is, we are playing in this playthrough how the game is supposed to be played, which is the main point of the game are the characters, the atmosphere, the dialogues, you know, the world building, the consequences of that each quest has in the world and so on. It's way less about the mechanics of the quests and way more about the world itself, you know. So that's why I like this game so much, is that you can completely speedrun the game if you want to, but you can also just take your time and listen to the dialogue lines that you like to listen, or like try to complete quests in a different way, try to pick like dialogue lines that you usually don't hear and so on, or play with a Malkavian to play like an entirely new game. Things like that. So it doesn't bother me at all, like shortcuts or different ways to complete a quest like this one, because that part I find it like extremely annoying. I never enjoyed the sneaking part through the policeman there. That feels like a Metal Gear Solid section to me, you know. So the main point for me has always been the characters and the atmosphere and the soundtrack, the imagery, distributing points in your sheet and so on, you know. You do feel like you are playing an RPG, you know. Oh, welcome back. In the last playthrough, we didn't have the option of having Dr. Malcolm here as a blood doll.
If I could only rest for a second.
So as you can see, I still have having problems with my stealth inside here because the cop is still here looking for me. It's quite annoying. So yeah, in this version we can use Malcolm as a blood doll, which is awesome. Okay, so now we need to go talk to LaCroix again. Now it's going to be a little bit complicated to like distribute these points here. So I need to be very careful to not waste the extra melee point, you know.
Hop in.
It's like not like something like incredibly important, to be honest, because we get so much XP. Oh Jesus, we get so much XP in this version that it kind of doesn't matter a whole lot if you lose like a point here or there. But for me maxing sake.
Hey, I know this might seem creepy and all, but please don't blow me off, okay? Someone told me I could find you here. I mean, I've been looking all over for you since that night. Because I just wanted to... I'm in your debt. I want to help you. I owe you my life, and I feel like I need to repay you. I almost forgot. I'm Heather. Heather Poe. I'm not weirding you out or anything, am I?
No. That's hard to do these nights, for sure. So you look much better, I'm glad.
Only because of you. What you did for me. Here, I got you this. I thought you might be able to use it. It can be useful to you. I'd do anything. Just tell me you'll let me help you. Let me stay with you. Make me feel this way.
Alright, so of course, Heather, I would love for you to stay with me.
Really? I promise you won't regret it. Promise. I'll get you money, I'll get you things, everything. I want to be important to you.
Okay, so if you really want... No. I'm not picking that option. I don't want her as a companion right now. So wait for me at my place. I can have you following me around. It's dangerous.
I know where you live. I checked there first. I'll wait for you at your place. And when you do come back, I'll take care of whatever you want. I'd do anything for you. Okay, so my dear Heather, what did I ever do without you? So I'll see you later. Yeah, that's not creepy at all. But that's such a dramatic way of handing over your life to somebody. Hey.
Evening, Chief. You back to see Mr. LaCroix again?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, he told me to send you up as soon as you came in. Lots of people here to see Mr. LaCroix. Nice guy. He seems a little different, though. You wonder if he's... that's his business.
Yeah, so how's it going, Chunk?
You know, I'm keeping the undesirables out and the innocent safe and secure. I'm the thin blue line that separates the crazies from the hard-working, decent folks. Yep, as long as I'm around, Mr. LaCroix's got nothing to worry about.
Oh, so I'm sure he appreciates that you're here to protect him. See you, Chunk? Oh, man. just brilliant. But, like, being honest, if you look at LaCroix, he does look like a very fragile type of guy. It's not like bulky or huge at all. The guy by his side is ridiculous. He's like a masquerade violation on wheels. But LaCroix, in and of himself, he really does look like a guy that needs protection. You know what I mean?
I don't have time for a monologue. Give me the bullet points of what you saw.
Okay, so everyone on board was massacred. There weren't any survivors.
And the Ankaran sarcophagus. What did you see?
Through a camera, I'm not going to say that. So there was blood all over the floor. So handprints indicate it was opened from within.
Opened? Let's not jump to conclusions. Give me the manifest in your notes. I'll sort this mess later. You might have noticed when you came in the parade of malingering mollycoddles filing out.
Yes. So who were they?
Those were the Primogen, this city's clan elders. A worrisome bunch devoted first and foremost to the security of their own skin.
Zinger.
Which is why they were here. It seems Alistair Grout, the Malkavian Primogen, has either forgotten how to answer his phone, or is missing. Each minor problem like a grain of sand. Each night I inherit the desert. The Sabbat's appearance has put the Primogen on edge. Grout's mansion is in the Hollywood Hills. I need you to pry Grout out of whatever crack he's crawled into and have him contact us.
Okay, certainly. Is that all?
Yes, for the moment. You know, your demeanor thus far bears similar characteristics to those that rise to the top of this organization. Stay that course.
Oh, yes. Thank you, sir. So, about Grout?
Yes. About Grout. As I said, Grout is the Malkavian Primogen. His behavior and home are eccentric, to say the least. He's developed a paranoid bent lately, so you may have to check under every bed in the place for him.
Okay, so I'll go right away.
When we hear from Grout, you may come back. Until then.
All right.
Oh, and to show my appreciation for your dedicated service to me, I have secured you a haven nearby, in the Skyline apartment building. I hope it's to your liking.
Okay, thank you. So we'll talk about more things later. So after you finish the game and you understand the logic of the game and like how you have been like easily led by a bunch of different older vampires, you can like see why he would send you to each and every one of the quests that he sends you to. He can send you to this one because you're disposable. He can send you to that one because you are inconsequential. He can send you to that one because he needs you to see certain things that a person that is in the know could not see, and so on. or couldn't be like the eyes, the correct eyes to see a certain situation, you know. So you can, like, in your brain work out why he would send you to every single quest. So everything has a purpose, and I really enjoy that a lot. So before we finish today, I want to do the whole book thing already, just in case I mess up here, my calculations. So you guys know me, what I usually do after this conversation with LaCroix is, I would go to the last round, talk to Nines, talk to Damsel, get the quest, what's the name of the quest? The Plague Bearer quest. And then, from then, I would enter in every place and get every quest possible until I reached the Skyline Apartments here. And then I would do the Skyline Apartments first. But I would rather, before I do all of that, let me just go and get the book here first, so I can make sure that I will be able to correctly distribute my points here. Okay. So I guess the book is in the second one. We cannot go to the first one yet because we haven't talked to Pisha yet. It's where Simon is. Simon Milligan, I think is his name. Oh yeah, I forgot. I guess this should be enough. We'll see. Yeah. Well, this quest I can do right now.
Mr.
No problem.
Milton, you know who this is, and I do hope you realize.
Oh yeah. Let's listen to the dialogue here.
Meet me at the agreed upon location across from the bar by the underpass. Bring your associate, Mr. Durbin, as it is a two-man job that I am proposing. With any luck, the two of you are already on your way, and I shall see you soon. Goodbye.
Okay. Mr. Durbin, the way he says that feels so unnatural. The guy's like barely holding the vengeance monster within, you know. So Kendo for advanced students. There you go. So I can only use this book until the point number 3, I think. Number 2 maybe. So I can use it right now, but I need research 5, really. That's a lot of research. Which is a shame. So yeah, that's my point. That's why I've been so careful with the points here. After getting my 4th presence point. It's because I need to have a certain amount of research. And this is the new book, and this is the one I need to read, but I need at least 5, and 5 is rough as hell to get. Because if I put a point in intelligence here, I am going to get to 4, so I need to put 2 points in intelligence, and that's a problem. But I think I have enough now, but the problem is I didn't want to spend all of these points here. But I had to. But I have to, I mean. Okay, so we do this, then this. Alright, so with this, I can read the book. So I need melee of at least 2. So I need to talk to Nines Rodriguez first. To be able to get the point first and then distribute it. So that means that I need to put the point here. So exactly, I had the exact amount. If I had used a point anywhere else here before I did this, I would be fucked for now. Or probably I would have to forsake the melee game because I frankly wouldn't have enough points. So I would like have to start the other quests and pretend like that I didn't need to go to the last round to get the point, you know. So now that I have the melee point, I can talk to him. And then I can finally finish off this. This is the only part in the game that I have to be like very careful with how many points I'm using or how much of the points I am pulling and so on. So after this, we are not going to have any trouble with points anymore, I don't think. We might have like the good old, oh, I don't have enough hacking for this, or like the good old, I cannot open this door yet, and things like that, but nothing like, oh, I can't do this, you know, that's not gonna happen. So that was the only holdout, the only thing that I wanted to do first before we start doing the normal things here in downtown. One thing that like listening to all the dialogues does is that it breaks your rhythm. So what happens is, if you are just playing and like skipping everything and just going for it, you know exactly what you need to do, where you need to go, how many points, and so on. But if you start doing what I'm doing here, which is listening to everything and so on, you don't have that rhythm. So you have trouble like remembering which quest you already did, and how many points you already have, how many of these points that you already have you cannot spend in certain places in the character sheet and so on, So it is kind of a challenge in a way. So it is a very interesting method to play, because it does messes with your rhythm, Alright, so let's see if we can get the point here without too much trouble. Hey.
2 minutes, newbie. All the time I've got to spare right now.
Alright, so tell me about yourself.
Came to California to get out of the Dust Bowl during the 30s. Been fighting this fight since the 40s when we kicked out the can. I was new to it all back then. Not a whole lot of people from those nights still around. And some of them are. They're just not anarchs anymore.
Oh yeah, so they give up? So is it worth it to constantly fight to keep LA?
That's a stupid question. Freedom doesn't come cheap. At any time, you gotta be ready to defend it. A lot of blood's been shed for what we have.
Oh yes, so you must have learned a lot in that time. Any advice?
Alright, this might help you out. I use guns, but most vamps get up close and personal. In that case, thing to do is to let them come in for the attack first, and dodge it or take it in the gut. Then use your blade to deliver the death blow. Time's up. Come around in a few nights if you're still alive. Maybe I'll have time to kill, but I doubt it.
Okay, so let's see if I was able to do it correctly here. Here. Okay, so we got our melee points here. So from now on, every single point that I get that I don't like need at that particular moment, meaning, for example, if I need to raise hacking for a particular task or something like that, if that is not the case, then every single point that we get from now on, I'll be using to get to 20. So I need 20 bonus points here, XP points, for me to be able to buy Presence 5. After that, we'll be cruising for the rest of the game. The only thing that could cause problems to us is like enemies using some of the weapons from the weapons mod, like the grenade launcher, or like that electrical type of weapon. Kind of a stronger version of those shock weapons that the police uses. I forgot the name of them right now. So other than that, we probably are not going to have a whole lot of trouble. So in the next episode, we will start here in the last round. We'll talk a little bit with Jack, and we'll get the quest from Damsel. And then we'll proceed as normal here. We are going to go to all the places. The only thing that I need to remember to do is to lower my humanity so I can get the quest from the CDC guy. I think it's 6, the amount that I need to get the quest from him. But it might be 4. If it is 4, it is a problem for us. So as I told you guys, probably in the same episode that we get the quest from the CDC guys, we might need to dance a little bit to recover the humanity points that we lost. Otherwise, our humanity is going to be super low, so we won't be able to like get the best choices with a few people. Like for example, the lady that I forgot her name for some reason, Hannah, in the final floor of the Skyline Apartments. If we have too low of a humanity while dealing with her, we can only treat her poorly because we don't care, because we don't have enough humanity to care, you know what I mean? So we'll have to juggle that a little bit. But other than that, after we get the 5th point in presence here, it should be smooth sailing from now on. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.